at night or broad daylight, she's bringing the truth into the fight. Shining a light where the shadows creep, for the lost, the stolen, the ones who will weep. She won't turn away, she won't back down, even when the loony clowns come round. Threats don't shake her, lies don't win. She stands for justice, right till the end. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Chase fame, some chase views, but she fights for those with nothing to lose. For the kids who vanish without a trace, she won't stop till she cracks the case. They try to silence, they try to scare, but truth don't break and she's still there, calling out monsters, showing their game. Justice comes when you speak their name. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Kids stand strong, she makes the choice. For victims gone, for those in need, she's fighting hard, she won't concede. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line.
Holy shit, my bitches. What up, homies? What up? Hold on a minute. I'm on the wrong, whatchamacallit. How is everybody? How is everybody? Happy New Year. However, okay, I wish the best for you all. I was thinking, 2026 is going to be the year, right? Last year was horrible. Horrible, right? How come it says I only got one person here? Hold on a minute. That's wrong. Something's going on with my phone then. Hold on. I see all my pretties. Oh my God. What is going on? There we go. Got you. For some reason, it won't let me pin. If anybody wants to become a member, do it. Okay. I'm cheap. Just, I'm going to sell my channel here, people. And I almost made it. Okay. I still have until tonight, people. 11:59 p.m. I need 100 more subs to hit my goal. Okay. All right. Trying to build this channel. Now, everybody, do we know? Oh, let me say hi first. I did that just for you. Sure did. But hello, how you doing? Petta Sturgis. Hi, Kentucky dog. How are you? What was I going to say about this year? But you know what? It could be still a good year, right? Right. Um, January 7th is going to be a huge appointment because of my dad. All right. Chop, chop. Who are we going to tackle first? Do we want to do Megan or do we want to do Viking mindset? In the chat. Please let me know in the chat. And the reason why I'm bringing up Viking mindset, because it is so serious, okay? So serious. And I've had comments, but I did talk to somebody that knows him, okay? Like legit knows him out there. And oh boy, the things they told me. Very disappointing, okay? But I have to be innocent till proven guilty. Okay? Innocent till proven guilty. Oh. But if these things happen, I have a lot to say. Okay? Hi, how are you? Too groggy to think. Who do we want to start? Who do we want to start? Come on. Chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. I wish I could tell you guys some things about where I live. But, there's people that, will come stalk me. They will swat me or whatever it may be. But there's a lot going on. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do my best to be nice today, people. It's a new year. No, I don't make New Year resolutions, okay? I do it all year long, okay? All right. We're going to start with Viking. We're going to read the document first, okay? And it's pretty tough to listen to. Now, I will say, well, after I read this, I'll say something. All right. Hold on. Do we want me there? Yeah, we want me there. Okay, here I go. I'm going to go read. Okay. Let's see. This investigation started. Here you got Viking mindset. Okay, we will carry on there. Let's go right down here. Probable cause affidavit. So he's got 3 charges of false report of child abuse. Okay, this is what's going on, people. Viking filed a report with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, advising his blank was at blank residence and a neighbor blank entered the residence and exposed himself to blank. The report was deemed unfounded due to the victim blank advising his blank. Viking instructed him to make false allegations. Viking Mindset has filed several reports, and then it gives the reports numbers. Okay. This all started, mind you, 2 years ago. 1/9/2024, this started. Okay, detective was assigned to investigate an allegation that blank was inappropriately touched by blank, a neighbor. On 1/18/2024, blank was seen at the child protection team for forensic interview at CPT. During this time, the CSS Sims gave instructions to the child as to the review process to lessen possible suggestibility and address telling the truth versus telling a lie. The child demonstrated an understanding of this concept and agreed to be truthful during the interview. Next, blank. Okay. Next, ask blank if anyone ever touched him anywhere on his body in a way that should not touch him or any way he did not like. He replied, no. Detective said, anybody ever? The child says, okay. Blank again, not like or did not want to. Blank applied, applied no. Sims asked Blank if he would tell someone if he was touched in a way he did not like. He said yes. Sims again went over the gingerbread drawing and specified each to the individual area. Blank called his chest, his wee-wee, and his bum, and asked if anything was touched in those areas in any way that should not be. He said no to each area. Next, asked if someone did touch him in a way he did not like. He would tell his dad, and he said yes. On 1/3/24, detectives spoke with Viking during the interview. Viking played 5 recordings. This must be he. Her had made containing his conversations with Blank. The disclosures get progressively more graphic as they are recording. All recordings are very short without context. The first recording says, has Blank stated the neighbor Blank touches him and hits him. The second recording says, has Blank stated, pulls his finger and hits his chest. Has Blank stated, has Blank pulls his wee-wee until it bleeds. Oh my God. Recording 4 says Blank stating, spake him, hit him on the butt. Blank says, pull out his wee-wee and put into his bum. Interviews were concluded with the neighbor, whom both denied allegations. Based on everything learned during the investigation and the CPS findings, the case was unfounded. On 8/13/2024, detective was assigned to the case to investigate an allegation that Blank was inappropriately touched by a neighbor. Exposed himself. CPT did not conduct an interview with Blank. The allegations were the same as the previous incidents. Why didn't they? Oh my God, what the fuck? I conducted interviews with Blank. They all stated they did not have contact with Blank and was never alone with him. Who is this? Detective conducted an interview with Blank at his Blank residence. During the interview, Blank made statements including, I forgot the words to say that the right story. He was about to shoot me with the gun, but I took it out of his hand and shot him with it. That's the rest of my story. On 8/28/2024, they did a stress test. On equivalent notes, do you wipe Blank on his butt? Number 6, do you shake your private at Blank? Replied no to, you know what? They made this kid go through even that? Come on now. He replied no to both questions. No deception was indicated. On 3/11/2025, detective was assigned to the case. There's a case number. To investigate if Blank exposed himself to Blank while they were together in a bathroom at Blank residence. No, don't do that, honey. Deputies arrived. They attempted to speak with Blank, but he was reluctant to speak. Deputy then requested to respond to the residents as she had spoken with Blank on a previous investigation. Okay, Blank walked into the restroom at the Blank and exposed his private to him. Blank then asked his Blank, Jeremy, to come. Viking, to come into the bathroom with him while he was speaking with detectives. During the interview with blank, Jeremy continued to talk about the allegations, which created an environment of suggestibility. Viking entered the room at 9:22 minutes of the BWC recording and remained in the room until 17:24 minutes of the recording. Continuation. 3/11/2025 at 11:58. Okay, all these detectives and investigators, I'm not going to say them all. The following is a summary of the interview. Blank was qualified as to his understanding between telling the truth and a lie. Blank agreed to speak the truth. Blank was asked what happened to him last Monday. Blank replied, it was blank, said blank, beside his blank house. He is a neighbor. Blank was asked something happened between him and blank is a bad guy. When he asked why he said blank was a bad guy, he replied, like he hurt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases. Blank said an unknown adult told him that blank had 7 cases. What? Blank was asked when the last time he saw blank, and he replied, I see him every day, but no, he don't come out of his house. Blank was asked if he was ever in his house. He replied, no. Blank was asked how many bathrooms he has in his house. He replied 2, said he shares his mother's bathroom. Blank was asked if he ever saw blank in his blank bathroom. Initially said no, then said yes. Blank was asked when blank was in the bathroom. He replied on Monday. Blank was asked what happened on Monday. He replied, I don't know. Blank was asked why he said what he saw. Blank, his blank, was asked if it occurred on this past Monday, yesterday or last Monday. Blank said it happened last Monday. Blank was asked what happened at the house. Blank replied, I don't know. Blank was asked if he was at school on Monday. He said he was. When blank was asked what time he goes home to his mom's, he said he goes home at 5:30. Blank said when he got home, he was in bathroom peeing. When blank was asked how he knows, he said, and he says, because my daddy told me if it happened. Blank was asked if he saw blank in the bathroom, and he shakes his head side to side, indicating no. Blank said he took a bath at his blank's bathroom. He only saw his blank and his blank, but not blank. Last week, there was another problem with blank, but I can't remember, detective said. Okay, Detective Campbell told blank she only wants him to tell her what he can remember, not what somebody told him. Blank replied, what happens if I say this? Blank said, when I was peeing, he peed too with me, and he showed it. What? Blank was asked if anything else happened between him and blank. He replied last week he was doing the same thing, but a little different. Said, I was in the shower, then he showered with me. Blank said he was, in his shower, and his blank was in the shower, but she did not see blank. Blank said he's a bad guy and daddy needs to take him to jail because he's so bad. Blank said his daddy told him blank is bad. When asked how blank is bad to him, blank, I don't know. Blank said blank touched his butt one time and one time. Blank was touching his privates. Blank said blank in his blank room, and blank was showing his sister's privates. He did not see it because he was asked if he saw blank in his room. Blank said if he saw blank showing his private parts to him or to blank, or if someone told him. Blank replied, my mom told me that. Oh, this kid is so messed up. That's sad. Blank was asked why his blank told him that. Blank replied, I don't know. Blank said his dad talked to him about blank, said his dad tells him blank is a bad guy and needs to go to jail. If blank tells the police that blank has been messing around with him. Blank was asked what he saw and heard for himself and not what his dad said happened. Blank replied, I don't know. Blank then said that blank hit him on the knee on Thursday for no reason. Blank said this happened in his blank's restroom at his house and his blank saw it happen. Detective asked blank what his blank would say if she asked him what happened. He replied, well, no, I made it up. Blank said, so daddy just making, okay, so daddy's just making, it's really a lie. Daddy's making me say it. Detective asked blank what his blank would say if she asked him what happened. Blank replied, well, no, I made it up. Blank said, so daddy's just making, okay, they said it again. Did I just read that? Okay. So daddy's just making, it's really a lie and daddy's making me say it based on everything learned in the investigation. Okay. I found probable cause to charge Viking with the following 3 counts of false reports. Viking did knowingly and willfully make false reports of child abuse, abandonment, neglect. These are 3-degree felonies. Yeah. Let me come into the chat. I'm coming in, people. I'm coming in. You guys. This is sad. Yep. It is his kid. These cases are horrible. These cases are horrible. I know. But I talked to a friend last night that lives out there that personally knows them, both of them. Okay. And people are talking about the order of protection somebody had on him. No, it wasn't the mom. It was the man that had an order of protection on him. Where there's no order no more, by the way. If this is not true, either way, this child has been subjected to the forensic. Okay, he's been coached, and then the forensic part of it, that's just as bad. I don't care. Okay, I have dealt with this myself in my personal life. This is horrible. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I had a lot of respect for him, and I'm just gonna, yeah. We're gonna go to his channel and we're gonna watch this video. Hold on. He talks about this. Okay. So I did watch this. I was just released from jail after police tried to assassinate me for reporting. And then there's this one. I don't understand this. 20 minutes before they tried to assassinate me after exposing, why are the cops taking his camera down? Update after jail. We're going to listen, people. Let me get my headphones on. Hold on. Give me a minute, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hold on. I think, in my opinion, because this man has a lot of people that look up to him, he has millions of subs on TikTok. He's got a great following on here. He needs to respond. But I do know some people that are going to be covering this. Look at this. I don't understand this. Why would cops do that? Look at this. What is the reason for that? What's the date? Is the date on there? 8/22/2025. Is that when they came to arrest him? I think so. I think, oh, did I get rid of the document? Shoot, I took it down. Yeah, I think it was 8/20. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Before I go any further, I want to show this, you guys. He's crazy. Let me show you why he's crazy. We need to go look at the docket. Let's go there. I'm sorry. I wanted to go through there. Yeah, what is going on there? What is going on there? How is that okay? I'm just saying. So we're going to go over the docket here. This is what I find is interesting. So oh my gosh, my throat, hold on. So 8/21, the probable cause, whatever, they started. No, listen, they give updates. Oh, he's got court. He's got court coming up on the 8th. Here you go, people. Ah, no, stop it. Stop it. How dare you do that to me? Give me a minute. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Hold on. I think he's got to respond. I don't know what you people think, but that's what I think. And that's the only thing, let me say about Flames, that's the only thing he's ever got right about anything. All right, so he's got court January 8th. So 8th, he's got court. Court has been canceled a few times. I do want to show this. You guys, he's crazy. You want to know why he's crazy? Because he says he's doing this pro se. He's doing these hefty charges pro se. Are you kidding me? Pro se. Let's see. Let's see. What else did I see that? Defendant present, pro se. You guys, he's representing himself. Isn't that insane? I would never, not with charges like that. You know what? I wouldn't have charges like that. Period. All right. Why does he say assassinate? I don't understand that. So let's go back here. Let's go back. Back. Sorry, guys. We're going back. All right. I want to watch this. Update after jail.
All right, y'all. So
I haven't watched this, just so you know. Let's see what he says, man. Oh, wrong one. I went to the wrong one. Here we go.
I wanted to update y'all because y'all been helping, really stand by me as I'm trying to protect this child. So I had got some information, the probable cause affidavit of why they are saying that my calls were for no reason. This is real life, what I'm about to read you guys that I got today. This was charge 1 for me when I found out about this and I called in. The names that are redacted.
Okay, is he gonna read that?
They put me in handcuffs for making calls saying, hey, this kid is saying some real horrific stuff. Sorry, y'all. Child was asked if he was at school Monday. He said he was. When child was...
Hold on, he's reading that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear out of his mouth.
Voice. Wow. Man, this is heartbreaking. This is eternal. I will never stop. Man, I'm riding for this one right here. Man.
It's your kid.
Taking bath in this man's house. Child said last week there was another problem. Like, it's like they're almost covering for somebody, man. Remember, they took me to jail for calling in saying something ain't right. This kid's saying some really bad stuff. Y'all need to talk to him. And this is what he's telling them, man. Holy shit. Child was asked if anything else happened between him and the alleged... Daddy needs to take him to jail. Oh my God, man. He wants his daddy to save him, man. Because he's bad. Child said his dad...
See? He just admitted it. That's his kid. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Oh, he's a bad guy, and daddy needs to take him to jail. Oh my God, man. He wants his daddy to save him, man.
Okay.
Because he's bad. Child said his daddy told him that the predator is bad. When asked how the predator is bad to him, child says, I don't know. Why would they even try to... What the fuck, man? This is real life. Child said he touched his butt one time. The predator was touching his private...
We just went through that. I want to hear what he has to say.
Tell the police so he goes to jail. That's not right. What the fuck? Child was asked what he saw and heard for himself and not what dad said. Can me say it? They asked what the mother would have said to him. And he's saying the mother would have said, you're lying. Your dad's telling you that. It's all happening in the mother's house. And read here on the bottom. 3 counts of false report of child abuse or put on me. Knowingly and willingly made false reports. We got to fight here. Stay out. Stay free. Us.
Okay, it wasn't what I thought it would be. So, I'm going back. I'm going to go to the first one.
So, I just came back.
All right, here we go. Hi, Paula.
From the county jail. The police tried to assassinate me. Now, when I make these videos and I speak about this stuff, I don't just do it for clicks and to try to get content. I really believe in this wholeheartedly. And there's been a situation with a friend of mine's child that has been getting hurt, straight up. Out of this time that I make this content, growing up, I seen this happen to a family member, and now I'm seeing it happen to one of my best friend's kid. Now, through this journey,
dude, this is what I want to say. How come in your phone, your recordings in your phone, you are talking to that child like that? That gets me. Why are you saying those things, asking those questions? That's what I want to know. Okay? Hi, how are you? All right.
Literally exposed a failure of DCF where they lied on detectives doing their work, where they didn't do any investigation and they put in their notes they did. They didn't report findings that the child was saying was happening. They didn't report injuries that the child had. They were lying about the work that the detective was doing to take the child away from the parent that was trying to protect the child.
and I was a witness for this, and so were other people. Well, along the way, I found out not only were they lying and fabricating, they were also using one of the best detectives in the county who helps all children name and saying he said this, and this is why this case should close. And they were closing cases based on that. Every time I would see this child, I would report it whenever the child would tell me what was going on, only out of good faith, nothing else. Always out of good faith. I don't ever want to play that game, man. I don't need that in my life. But I told y'all, leave our kids alone. And the same police that I exposed, the same agencies that I exposed for failures, for saying they're going to do lie detectors and they never did it, for saying interviews happened and they never did it.
They did a stress test, a boy's stress test. Ugh. This is Viking mindset. He's being charged with 3 counts of child abuse. It's really bad stuff. I know. And the reason why I'm disappointed, and I'm going to say this, I don't want to say I looked up to him, but the stuff he covers and what he talks about, I'm like, hey, respect to this guy, right? I mean, these are just allegations, but no, you have recordings on your phone, dude. This kid has been through so much. People, I don't know if you've been there, what a child goes through with these type of investigations, right? Is unbelievable. I'm telling you what I went through in the 70s, right? When I was 3, okay, and 4, what they do, they get you all naked, okay, besides talking to you with the doll. But they take pictures. Oh, God. Okay, well, girls, they take pictures, okay? No matter what, you're going to be messed up, okay? I'm still messed up to this day, and I'm 55 years old. It never goes away. And then if this is true, you're just as bad. Okay? And I'm saying it. I'm just saying it. And that kid's got to be really confused. Do I choose daddy or truth? This poor kid is being pulled from law enforcement to the mom to the dad. He's being pulled everywhere. That kid needs therapy. That kid's going to need therapy. He probably already needs therapy.
For not showing crimes and all types of other injuries that the child was telling them, saying that the parent was coaching them. Well, guess what? When I saw these injuries, when I saw certain things, I would report it. And the Department of Justice got involved and flagged.
Okay, what do you mean you've seen injuries? Did you take pictures? I'm just asking. You're saying you've seen injuries. How can you see injuries on it? Never mind. We already know.
CF, for all this fabrication and just insane amount of shit, And last night, I get a knock on the door. Dong. I have Ring cameras. So check this out. This is the first thing I see. Look at this guy. He walks right up to it. Boom. Drops it. Dead. The camera in the front of my house, completely disabled. They surround my house. Now, I have someone in the house with me, thank God. And I told them I thought it was something maybe I did in my past, maybe something that I was caught up in, maybe some type of stabbings or some shit that went down back in the day when I was in prison that I had to do to defend myself, because they came in with the SWAT team, flash grenades, everything, broke all my cameras.
Why would they? I see, that don't make any sense to me. Does that make any? See, there's got to be more. Okay. I don't know. I'm no detective. But there's more to this. There's more to this. I don't care. The DOJ got involved? Okay. I didn't know that.
Look at this guy's face right here. And right at this moment, I don't want to see the house get fucked up. I don't want to see the people that are in my house get hurt. So I go out there and say, it is what it is, you know? There's nowhere to run. And I go outside, and immediately they say, what's in your waist? What's in your waist? So I just interlock my fingers behind my head.
Okay, I just want to say, let me take a break from that because I have to do fair use, and I don't want him coming for me, you guys. Even though I'm doing this the right way, because his record is violence with weapons. Let me show you. I pulled him up on the Florida mugshot arrest thing, and a lot of his charges are for, let's looky. All right, these are all his mugshots. I'm just putting it out there. Burglary, criminal, damage to property. Okay. This one is, okay, making false reports. Let's see this one. Oh, I thought they were for stabbings. Grand theft, burglary. I can't even say that word right. What's this one? Oh, that's wrong. There we go. Out of county hold felony. What is that? Oh, okay. Grand theft. What is this? Larceny, theft. Okay, well, I read wrong, so I need to correct what I said. He has nothing that has to do with violence. Okay? That's all I want to say. All right, let's go back. Hello, how are you? DBS. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've been paying attention. I have. Behind the scenes, you know it. I've been watching. All right, let me get back to his channel. All right.
And I think I'm going to go to somebody, get up and show us what's in your waist. They wanted me to reach down. They were going to kill me. They had taken off all their body cameras as I had requested them. And for some reason, not only are all my Ring cameras gone, their body cameras are gone, but it gets worse. I'm thinking this has to be some type of violent charge. They sent the violent task force to arrest me, you know, and here we go. I go to reach in my waist and they go, lift it up, lift it up. And the person in my house runs out.
Well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, but I didn't bring up any of this. Probably because of his previous charges of cyber stalking and stalking and orders of protection. Maybe that's why, I'm just assuming here, maybe that's why they came like they did. Besides this being a horrible child case, right? But his previous charges, which those cases are closed. I just want to put that there. That's why I didn't even bring them up.
And it says, you're going to kill him. You're going to kill him. There's nothing in his waist. And they lift up my shirt. They're all hiding in the corner. They got the red light on me. They're surrounding me with shotguns, having me walk up to the thing. They wanted me to reach into my waistline and shoot one in my head. I know it because one of these officers was named as a suspect in what has happened to this little child. But it gets deeper. And two of these officers were the ones that were supposed to conduct the lie detector test that the so-called predator volunteered to do. This is the predator's record.
Who? Hold on. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Hold up.
Because one of these officers was named as a suspect and what has happened to this little child. But it gets deeper. And 2 of these officers were the ones that were supposed to conduct the lie detector test that the so-called predator volunteered to do. This is the predator's record.
Hold on a minute. All right. I'm going to be finding this. I'm going to be finding this, okay? Hold on. I got to screenshot that. Screenshot of people if you want to look yourself, but I'm going to look into that.
The child said it's seen some very horrific stuff that a child should never say. Said to multiple adults.
What's this? What was that? Sorry.
Here to do. This is the predator's record.
All right.
The child said it's seen some very horrific stuff that a child should never say.
Case type. Why did he put that there? Lewd case? No. Case type. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. When I catch things, I have to look.
Said to multiple adults. These are his charges.
Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
Is this another person or same one? Doesn't matter. I'm taking a screenshot. God, now I gotta look. Thank God I got the time today.
Strangulation, stalking, goes on and on and on.
Is that you?
I mean,
is it you that did that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm gonna look into that. I'm sorry. Those cases are closed. Look at, he looks so angry. But dude, why did you do recordings like that with a child? And asking those kind of questions and having them answer. That's sad, man. You just put that kid through what a Tomo would do. I don't care. I don't care. Mentally, yes. Yes.
Of course, I'm going to report it every time the child tells me something. They bring me to the car, all cameras turned off. They put me in a blind spot, and they just start fucking beating the shit out of me. Dude puts a gun to my head and basically tells me I should just blow your fucking brains out. That's what he tells me. I tell him, I don't think you're going to do it. I don't think you're made of it. I still don't know what I'm in here for. I think it's something I did in my past, you know, because you guys know my life. But, you know, that I'll accept that gladly. But when it comes to protecting a child, you'll never break me. It'll never stop. So he has a gun to my head. You know, they pull me all the way to like a blind spot in a corner where other cars are surrounding me. And it's the same cop that is the one in the biggest amount of trouble for basically letting a predator run free. And he's the one that basically is acting the most aggressive. First, he starts laughing at me, saying, "You're getting evicted, ha, 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 ha." And I go, does that make you feel better, man? He goes, "I should just blow your fucking brains out."
What? Do you think...
Right on the back of my...
I don't mean to laugh. It is a serious thing, but he's a good storyteller. Do you really think, do cops do that? I don't know. Okay. I mean, I know when, you know, you do mess with children, they don't fuck around, right? I don't mean to laugh. Did he come on camera to beat? I see, he was outside at this time. They had him cornered. Okay? They surrounded him by the car. That's what he does. What is MKD? Oh, you're talking to my Kentucky dog. What up? Oh, did they? They always do. They always do. Well, he's out there. He's on YouTube. This has been going on since January 24th of 24. So this is how long this has been going on. 2 years. It'll be this month. With this child. Can you imagine that? This child has been getting questioned I bet you anything this child's been getting questioned over and over and over by the parents. Both parents at that. Because it sounds like the mom, allegedly, I'm not 100%, I didn't look into her, was accusing the father of that, which is unfounded. I don't know. I could be wrong. Oh, no. It was a little girl. But yeah, it's sad all the way around.
My head. And I said something like, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't really built like that. You know, because I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of this shit, you know? But I still haven't put two and two together. You know, I'm just thinking that maybe he has some hate towards me and he wanted to jump on this. So finally, a superior officer breaks it up and, you know, throws me in the back of the car. Now, first and foremost, I never been one to complain or cry or be like that. They put me in the back of a car in Florida with my handcuffs, where literally they got one so tight to the door, to the seatbelt, that my shoulder's up like this. The heat is blaring with the windows up for 45 minutes while they have a briefing. A new officer gets in the car, the one who's a superior officer, the sergeant or whatever, the supervisor. He asked me what it's all about. I said, well, what's the warrant? Y'all didn't show me anything. These are my charges. 3 counts of making false police reports for child abuse. Basically saying, I called the cops to say a child is getting abused. Yeah, that's why they arrested me. And yeah, I called with good faith 3 times because that child is being hurt. Making false reports of child abuse. 3 different cases where I called 3 times to say, hey, this child is saying this, all in good faith, with witnesses, you know, never for any other reason, just to see the child not be hurt.
Who are the witnesses? Who are the witnesses then? I don't ever doubt a child. Okay, you don't ever doubt a child. But if this child's being coached about these things, that's sad. That's what they're saying. Yes. He's a good storyteller. Yeah, he's doing pro se. Just so people know this, he's acting as his own attorney, which I think is crazy with these kind of charges. Safe, I hope.
When I finally got everybody to see the failures, the corruption, the fabrication of DCF, PBSO, all of them, this was on the 21st. Some of these cases have been open for almost a year, some of them 2 years, while they've been doing investigations. The 21st, I exposed them, got them all to admit that they were wrong, got the detective, who's the big dog in charge, to basically handle business. I mean, it's eye-opening, as they said. And on the 21st, it all gets exposed. Department of Justice, complaint filed, escalated, Inspector General, you know, detective, sergeant, corporal, all investigating their own units. People in DCF getting fired for corruption.
What?
A mother that made up all the lies so that she could get the kid.
Okay.
Knowing she got away with the lies.
Okay. They had a paternity. Then after the paternity, then it became a fight for custody of the child. I know, guys. I had to take a drink. I'm sorry. Do you think that he's going to respond? I think he might respond when his friend in Florida is going to talk about this. You like pro se? It's one of my favorite things. Person like Lori Daybell, hope he gets the same outcome as her. You've never heard of him? Oh my gosh. He has like over 1.5 million subs on TikTok. How many does he have here? Let's look. I don't want to lose my page though. Let me look. I think he almost got 1 million here. I could be wrong. We'll check in a minute.
He has friends in the DCF, and the police all went with it, didn't double check, didn't do the lie detectors, didn't investigate.
Come on. I don't believe that. Yes, there's corruption everywhere, but you're going to protect a child from this icky kind of stuff.
Any of the other complaints that the child said, made up lies about investigations, saying that they saw one of the parents coaching the kid, but the officer, the detective from the Special Victims Unit, said it never happened. I never interviewed the child. I never said those words. They're lying. That's what he said about his own squad. So they came to try to retaliate, try to hit me with that, come in trying to destroy me, kill me, assassinate me. Hey, listen, it'll take more than that to break me, I promise you.
I want to know, how are they trying to assassinate you? How are they trying to end your life? I don't understand. I'm confused, kind of. I got a good idea what's really going on here, but I'm just going to keep my comment to myself. I know. The boys. Yes, the boys. All right.
Take me to jail on a $15,000 bond. I'm out in 8 hours. And I would do this for you and anybody else whose kids are in any type of danger, because that's what I'd sacrifice at all. And now I'm facing 5 years, but I'm not worried about it because I'm righteous with my intent and it's all good faith. They probably would have murked me right there, and so be it. I'll go out protecting the children every single time I do it for y'all, your kids, your family members. It doesn't make a difference for the women, for anybody that's fell short in the system, because I see it. I've seen it since I was a kid. I don't regret what I did to those chomos, those rapists, those pedophiles in prison. And I don't regret what I'm doing in good faith to stand up for these children today. I spent 8 hours in the county jail. Here I am. Leave our kids alone. Stay out. Stay free. Us.
Okay. Here, if you guys want to watch this among yourself, here you go. All right. Now, let's see. Oh, I'm shocked. Well, I don't mean only 44K. I mean, Christ, I didn't even make it to my 5,000. Okay, he's 44K. How long has he been on here? Let's look. 2021. Yep. Okay, he's got a fighting for justice. Now, let's look. Because you know what I did? Before doing any research, I put this on my community wall. Yeah. All right. What's this for now? Oh, God. Fighting for justice. Now, what is the money for? Faces intimidation, retaliation, attempts on my life. But what is the money being made for? The support will help me continue this fight, pay for mounting legal expenses, and ensure the truth cannot be buried. Okay. All right. You got to get an attorney. You're pro se right now. You guys, what are your comments? I'm just thinking about that little boy. Because I know the icky shit you went through. And Viking, you made recordings. You made 5 recordings asking questions. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to take all this down. We don't need to look at that. We are going to go to now Megan. Let's go to Megan. We're going to Megan. Megan, I'm going to be nice to you, but you need to do research. You don't know what you're talking about for some things, right? Here, hold on. I'm doing this wrong. We're just going to put her like that. Nah, let's do her this way. There. All right, let me share her channel link. Have you guys seen this video? This is Lori Vallow's cousin, and according to Summer, her cousin, which is Lori Vallow's sister, she's only met Megan 1 or 2 times in her whole life. She does not know this girl, but she is a relative. You haven't seen it? Okay, I'm giving context here. She talks about what's been going. Look at this. Look at all that. This is her. Okay, this is an hour video. Check it out. The case everyone's talking about 2025 updates. So she talks about a bunch of different cases, right? But the last half hour is about Lauren. I got that from you, by the way. I got that from you. I mean, we won't watch this whole thing because, you know, we just can't. Here we go.
The separate case of her financial crimes, in June of 2025, charges were filed for 26 felonies, including claiming that he sold OxyContin, not fentanyl, to me in 2025. Hidden True Crime currently has 300. So Lauren Mathias is a former television journalist and co-host of the popular Hidden True Crime podcast and YouTube channel, which she runs with her husband, Dr. John Mathias, who is a forensic psychologist. The channel launched in 2020 and gained prominence for their in-depth coverage of the Lori Vallow Daybell murders. Blending.
All right. That's who made their channel. Okay. Just how, like, you made your channel off your cousin. Okay. I just want to put that out there.
Reporting with psychological analysis. Hidden True Crime currently has 313,000 YouTube subscribers and strong podcast rankings. In 2025, Lauren became embroiled in a highly publicized civil stalking injunction dispute involving allegations of her.
I'm sorry, guys. I got a comment. High profile stalking injunction. Who put that out there? Megan, who put that out there? Lauren did. Nobody knew about it. Lauren put that out there on her 9-hour live.
Harassment from a former contractor and former friends. Now, in 2020, when Hidden True Crime started podcasting from their kitchen table, talking about the Daybell case, their initial relationships with family members and victims were positive. Kay Woodcock publicly praised Hidden True Crime for factual reporting and other family members participated in lives and chats. However, by mid-2025, a fallout occurred, escalating publicly in October amid Matthias's separate stalking injunction dispute. Completely unrelated directly to the Vallow case, but providing context for the timing. I'll have more on this after I address the stalking case. Matthias alleged prolonged online and offline stalking, harassment, and bullying by Christina MacArthur, a Utah-based true.
Okay. Who was doing what? I don't know what you're watching or comprehending, Megan. I'm going to blame them both for going back and forth. They were both doing mean girl shit. Christina and them were just better at it, just saying. But I don't think they were stalking her at all or bullying her. They were making TikTok videos. You know what? They did not have to watch the TikTok videos. They did not have to go look for comments. They did that.
Crime TikToker, claiming it impacted her family, mental health, and safety. She described an initial friendship that escalated into threats and obsessive behavior, with Christina creating an.
What are the threats? I haven't heard any threats. What kind of threats do you mean? Physical? What kind?
Entire TikTok channel dedicated to harassing and defaming Lauren Matthias. On October 15th, 2025, Matthias obtained a temporary restraining order against MacArthur requiring a 500-foot no-contact distance. Body cam footage of the service showed that MacArthur was aware of the injunction, and police advised her that despite her having tickets to CrimeCon for months, she was not to attend the convention and she was to stay 500 feet away from Matthias.
That's not how it happened. That's not how it happened. She was already at CrimeCon when her husband let her know that the cops were there. As of that time, from my understanding, I could be wrong, she wasn't served yet, so it was null and void until she was served. And Matthias had her served at CrimeCon. That's how that went.
A full hearing was scheduled during which Matthias requested it be closed to the public and media for privacy. But the judge ruled that the hearing must be.
You cannot get your way. It don't work like that. Okay? The only cases that are closed hearing is for juveniles. Okay? Certain cases for juveniles. But not this. Okay?
Public per Utah law, as stalking injunctions are not exempt from open court rules. Then the Law and Crime Network planned to stream the hearing, prompting backlash from Matthias's attorney.
No, they didn't. They weren't going to stream it. They weren't going to stream it. You're getting so many things wrong, Megan.
Attorneys. Shortly after, Matthias voluntarily dropped and withdrew the petition, citing concerns for her child's privacy and well-being amid potential public exposure by Law and Crime. On October 15th, Matthias went live on YouTube for a 9+ hour live stream detailing her side, presenting evidence such as screenshots and messages, and expressing fear. Initially, the live garnered significant views, but it did.
If I was actually that feared, I would have not dropped that court hearing for fear. I would not have done a 9-hour live. Let me look at the comments. Me again. Yep. Because they called the cops. Lauren called the cops, her and Grayson, to have her served. I know. Okay. Sorry.
Divided the true crime community. Supporters praised her transparency and highlighted creator safety issues, and critics accused her of one-sided storytelling, potential defamation by naming MacArthur indirectly, and misusing legal processes for her own personal means. Counter allegations emerged, including a change.org petition from December of this year calling for an investigation into whether Mathias filed a, quote, false police report. But that petition was withdrawn after media scrutiny. Multiple discussions have emerged on Reddit threads and YouTube channels focused on ethics in the true crime community, with some viewing this as mutual online drama.
Do you think that it was okay, the things that she has done to the Woodcocks and Kresha and Colby? Probably because you haven't been put in the predicament as them. You're just a yes me girl, right?
Now, even though the judge ruled that the injunction was to be kept in place with modifications after the initial hearing, the case is now closed since Mathias withdrew and ultimately no permanent order was issued. Hidden True Crime continues active production with recent episodes covering cases like the Rob and Michelle Reiner murders and others. Now, completely separate from the stalking case, we have interactions between Lauren Mathias and family members and victims involved in the Lori Vallow Daybell case, Kay Woodcock and Kresha Easton. There have been vague references to Lauren Mathias referring to Kay and Larry in disparaging terms, but I have not seen any receipts of that actually happening. There are allegations that...
Jeez. Really?
Lauren called Kresha Easton, quote, despicable and, quote, unable to comprehend things.
She did. She did say that.
And there are allegations that Lauren criticized other individuals connected to the case. Kresha Easton, who is Kay Woodcock.
Oh my gosh, she did. Megan, what have you not been watching? Summer is another one of them. There is so many people she talked about within your family case.
Woodcock's daughter responded with a video along the lines of my experience with Hidden True Crime, the voice Lauren does not want you to hear, detailing her side and showing additional context. Now, I want to also point out that initially, Kresha seemed supportive of Lauren's live, going into the chat and having kind comments for her, but apparently...
I will say, all of us did. Okay? A lot of us did support. I did. But I said I wanted to wait. I wanted to see the court documents. And after everything is coming out, my mind has changed. But I think both sides are guilty doing the mean girl stuff. But yeah.
Apparently changed her tune after other people started to push back on it. Kay Woodcock appeared in this video, and she stated that she distanced herself from Mathias months earlier after learning of derogatory comments about a family member, calling someone stupid. She kept it private initially, and she continued to refer to Lauren positively in general terms until Kresha reminded her during the live that Kay had referred to feeling, quote, exploited by Hidden True Crime. I want to pause here because I wonder if any of the family members in this case also felt exploited by Justin Lum or Nate Eaton or Court TV or 2020 or Dateline or Law and Crime or Nancy Grace or any of the other hundreds of channels that cover.
They are professionals. They do what they do. How can you compare Hidden True Crime to those outlets? And let me tell you something. If it wasn't for those outlets, those kids would have not been found. And Lori and Chad
covered and profited from covering their family's case. Kay went on to say that she was particularly upset after Mathias compared her personal harassment situation to the murders of her brother Charles Vallow and Tylee Ryan, and even unrelated victim Charlie Kirk, finding it deeply offensive to equate online criticism with actual ignored pleas that led to deaths. I want to point out here that I personally didn't think Lauren was directly comparing herself to murder victims, but referring generally to trying to get help and not being heard or understood. But victims and family members are allowed to feel differently than those of us on the outside rings. During Kresha and Kay's discussion, Kresha played a video in the background that was created by Hidden True Crime. She played it without commentary on the particular video and was not presenting.
Okay, I got a problem with that. Your comment there. They were commenting over the video, but you know what the videos were and pictures? It was their family, their loved ones, their videos of JJ. I was wondering if they signed a thing with Hidden True Crime, because how can you copyright videos of I know it's a law that Hidden True Crime cannot copyright the videos and pictures of Kay Woodcock's family. I wonder if they gave her permission.
It for educational.
Well, I know permission. You know what I mean? But what she striked them for was that
purposes. So the use of the video did not fall under YouTube's fair use guidelines. As a result, Hidden True Crime producer Grayson issued a copyright strike against Kresha's channel, as it is the producer's job to protect the intellectual property of the channel. Copyright strikes can easily be resolved by the channel owner. If the creator attends copyright school, YouTube will reinstate the stricken video after 90 days. Once a creator requests a copyright strike, the outcome is in YouTube's hands. At no time was Kresha served with a lawsuit by Hidden True Crime. She is not now,
Yes,
nor
she was.
ever
Yes, she was.
being sued.
Yes, she was. By the copyright board for that video. Yes, she was. And then she didn't do the paperwork right. So the copyright board null and voided it. That's what happened. Hi, Misty. Why are you talking bad about Kay and Kresha is my question. Why? I don't understand this. All you're doing is this is my impression, is that you're taking jabs at them. That's what you're doing.
By Hidden True Crime. And while some people would say that it is in poor taste to issue a copyright strike against a victim, intellectual property has its rights as well. The controversy peaked in October and early November, dividing the true crime community on all kinds of online platforms, and some creators have released leaked text messages featuring conversations which they claim are damning against Lauren Matthias. Supporters of Matthias view
from my understanding, I could be wrong, these are messages from Facebook in a Facebook group.
the releases as part of a broader harassment against her, while critics argue it highlights ethical issues in Lauren Matthias's content creation. No mainstream news outlets have covered the specific texts in detail. And here's where I'm going to pause reporting on just the facts of the case to offer some personal commentary. There's a reason that no mainstream news outlets have picked this story up. And one of the reasons is proper sourcing.
Why? Have you talked to them? Have you talked to Court TV? Nate, have you talked to these people? Is that what they told you? What's your source? I need to know.
You won't see a mainstream news channel publishing partial conversations without context and proper vetting. So as a community, I think we need to ask better questions. There are too many people taking what they hear on YouTube channels as absolute truth without question.
Just like we are right now. That's why I always say, do your own research, people. I just put stuff out there, how I find it and what I find is interesting. I tell you where to go find the stuff, whatever it may be. But always do your own research.
Where the information comes from. So here are some of the questions that I continue to have in this case. And if you know the answers, please feel free to email me at askmegan@gmail.com.
What? Oh my God.
First of all, why are there people supporting and applauding someone who violated a legitimate court order?
Okay. Do you understand how this worked? I don't know what Lauren said to get this order of protection like she did, right? But there's obviously some truths not in it because I've had them before for my protection for my life. That's almost been taken a few times by my ex-husband. Okay. Like real shit, real stalking. And so the judge will just give it. And you have to go through a process and show your evidence, okay, to have that. So it was just short term, but Lauren chose to drop it, that court hearing. So that's on her. That's on her.
If you believe the stalking injunction was unjust, violating the order isn't how you solve that. There are legal remedies you can pursue without.
She did not violate the order. Why are you saying that? She did not. She wasn't served yet. She was at CrimeCon. She got served at CrimeCon because Lauren and Grayson called the cops.
Breaking the law.
How interesting that they had it already prepared to go. Just saying.
And yes, I've seen the body cam footage where the police officer approaches Christina in the bar and tells her that as the enjoined party, she has to leave. So my next question is...
What I find is interesting, Megan, is that you and Joe Schmo were taking pictures of Christina and following her around. Just saying. Just saying. You're part of the problem here, girl.
If Christina really was afraid for her safety, why didn't she also get a stalking injunction? Since people are alleging they're so easy to get and judges just hand them out like candy. If she was really afraid for her safety, she should have gotten her own injunction. And yes, we've seen the body cam footage. Police told Christina she had to, 1, stay 500 feet away from Lauren Matthias, and 2, leave the bar the first night of CrimeCon, even if she was there first. So why did she show up in the bar?
Okay, the problem is that bar is huge, and I don't understand why Lauren had to go sit next to the table where Christina is. Hey, that's just all I'm saying. Okay, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
The second night as well, and again refused to leave. Now, for my own reference, a football field is 300 feet long, not including the end zones. And remembering the layout of that bar situation, there's pretty much nowhere they could have been in the same bar together that would have been 500 feet apart.
Okay, I got a comment about that. That place is huge. How would they know Christina was there? How would Christina know? Unless she was being sought out, right? I'm just saying.
My next question is, why are there people shaming Lauren Matthias for doing a 9-hour live stream, but those same people are still out here doing 3, 4, and 5-hour lives about it after months? The number of hours they've spent on this content is way more than 9 hours. And about that...
Okay, I'll answer that for you. Not for me anyways, but it's what people want to hear right now, and that's where the money's at. For real. That's where the money's at. Just like you talking about it here right now, that's where the money's at. And that's what people are interested in.
Night in the bar. Is there a problem with a friend buying another friend surrounded by a group of friends a shot of tequila after a hard day? Because people are making it sound like Joe Schmo is a creepy older guy trying to take advantage of a young girl in a bad situation, and it's gross. I was there, and that's not how it went down, no matter how badly people want to twist it into something weird. A related
I have no idea what that's about. Does anybody? I have no idea what that's about. All I know is Joe Schmo took advantage of Kresha. I do to build his channel. Me and Kresha used to talk, but I haven't talked to her in a couple years. But I do stick up for the family, no matter what. Hey, it's what everybody's talking about. You know what I mean? And if you're making money on it, she did say stalker over 400 times like Lauren. Megan, the one that's doing the grifting by this live.
question is, why do people have a problem with me or Joe Schmo or anyone collecting evidence that a legitimate court order is being violated? Individual documentation is often the only thing law enforcement has to go on. So if someone was in violation of an order against...
The problem is you went looking for that. You went looking for that. Joe Schmo admitted that. That came out of his mouth. And plus, yeah, I'll just leave it there.
Would you take pictures, videos, recordings to show to law enforcement later? I would like to think we would all do that because documenting harassment is very important. As to the supposedly damning texts, yes, I've seen them. My question is, have the people sharing those screenshots revealed themselves? Who are they and what do they have to gain or lose by sharing them? Are they being transparent about how they obtained these text messages, including disclosing what their relationship to Lauren is or was? If they're not, we should be asking these questions instead of just taking it at face value as something legitimate. Some of the texts come from group chats or public forums where there's no expectation of privacy, but some are private texts between Lauren and other individuals, not the people sharing the text. So how did they get those? And given the capabilities of artificial intelligence, how do we know these are not fake or manufactured or manipulated? And again, what's the context? Why are the people sharing these not also showing the conversation that comes before and after the so-called damning texts? For example, the screenshots Kresha showed of texts I sent her after she claimed I was drugged at CrimeCon, that I was different since CrimeCon.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I have no idea what this is about. I have no idea.
And that I was being manipulated by Lauren failed to reveal that Kresha and I exchanged friendly texts in October after CrimeCon with no hint of concern from her about my mental health. And she also failed to disclose what our relationship was like prior to her speaking out against Lauren, with me offering unwavering support of her and her channel, checking up on her when I hadn't heard from her, and spending hours on the phone with each of us sharing struggles and concerns throughout the Daybell case. Given our history, my question is, why didn't she just pick up the phone and call me if she was actually concerned that, quote, Lauren had gotten to me? I have the same question about other friends and former supporters of Lauren. Why were people more inclined to be swayed by commentary from YouTubers who have never met Lauren rather than relying on their personal experiences with her?
Because that's social media.
The texts that I've seen that refer to me directly, I've had personal conversations with Lauren about because I believe that to be the best way to handle things, going directly to the source and talking to someone. And that's what I was attempting to do with Kresha, but she chose to ignore my messages and turn to ChatGPT instead. Have you ever heard of tall poppy syndrome? It's a cultural phenomenon where individuals who achieve notable success, talent, or status are resented, criticized, attacked, or cut down by others, often to bring them back to a perceived level of equality.
What are you doing? Are you diagnosing something here? How can you diagnose anything right here? You can't do that. You're not a professional.
with their peers. The term originates from Australia and New Zealand in the 1980s, drawing from ancient metaphors like cutting down the tallest poppies in a field to make everything uniform, symbolizing envy or anti-elitism in egalitarian societies. It can manifest through mockery, exclusion, or sabotage, and is often linked to social pressures that discourage standing out. Over the last year, Hidden True Crime has gained over 81,000 subscribers and over 28 million views, with nearly 6 million of those views in April alone during the Lori Vallow Daybell
Of
Arizona
course.
trial, right
Of
around the
course,
time.
because everybody did have a lot of respect. Okay, not everybody. I did, in a sense. I'm like, oh, she must be good, and her husband, even though I could not watch, okay, because, I just couldn't watch him. I'm sorry. Because I felt if the family respected her, I could. But I'm learning so much as I go on social media that I have messed up myself. Everything's a learning experience on social media, and I'm learning a lot through this mess. Hi, headline bitch. How are you? Happy New Year to you. But it's social media. And let me tell you, and I will say this, there is some people that are downright evil, okay, with their coverage of her. Oh gosh, their wording, the words that they use is really gross. And I'm just gonna say it, okay? I'm not gonna say who it is, but I'm just surprised that they haven't gotten any kind of trouble. Well, you know what I mean, right? Like YouTube take their video down or whatever it may be. Not that I want that to happen, but I've got my shit taken down, just my tone of my voice, which is me on an everyday basis, right? Oh my god, the tone and demeanor come across the team pressure. I just can't. I can't. I just can't. I just can't. Okay, Megan, let's continue.
The bullying and stalking behavior escalated.
Who's
And
doing
although
that?
they initially lost subs over this controversy, their channel stats are now back to normal and they're growing again in both watch hours and subs. Throughout this,
Which is true. Which is true. I looked on the 20th, they gained 1,000 subs, and on the 22nd, I think it was, they gained 1,000 on those 2 days. Okay. All right.
entire saga, two things keep coming to my mind over and over. One is the song Hey Jealousy, and the other is the
I'm not
movie
jealous.
Mary Poppins. A few years ago, somebody cut together a trailer for Mary Poppins that it made it look like a horror movie instead of a Disney film. And I can't help but see
Disney is a horror. Okay. Disney is. Disney's not good for children, in my opinion.
that the same thing is happening here. You can cut together this instance to make it say whatever you want. Either you can vilify Lauren and she is a pariah and a horrible person, or you can see her as an individual who's being harassed and maligned.
Holy shit.
The difference is, how do you want to see it? Is it okay for an online creator to have personal flaws? Is it okay for them to vent their personal frustrations and talk disparagingly about people ever? Is it ever okay to make a mistake when you're in the public eye? Are we going to not ever forgive people for anything that they do or say? Personally, I think if there's
I just don't watch. I just don't watch them. That's all. That's how I handled it.
an issue between Kay and Lauren, that should be worked out between the two of them. And as far as the stalking case goes,
How can that?
That's
hey,
for the court.
Hey, are you paying attention here, Megan? You can't even leave a comment. Kay can't even leave a comment or anything without it getting deleted. Do you? She probably won't even, in my opinion, she probably won't even pick up the phone for Kay.
To decide. Here's my final question. Who are the 7 gatherers, and why in the world would they name themselves after a murderous cult, even as a joke?
They can do whatever they want. That's why this is social media, and you've got a bunch of mean girls out there. There you go.
And what do they have to gain if Lauren's channel goes away? Because when we answer that question honestly, this situation looks a lot less like a podcaster being exposed for bad behavior and a lot more like a group of jealous women engaging in a civil conspiracy.
No, it's a bunch of mean girl shit back and forth. They're all to blame. They're all going back and forth. Just those girls are better at being mean girls. That's what I've witnessed.
Civil conspiracy is to use online spaces and technology to
Okay. How do you know what a civil conspiracy is? Are you a professional? Did you go to school to tell us what this is all about? I'm just asking.
inflict or contribute to severe mental suffering, most notably through intimidation, harassment, surveillance, public shaming, and
Let me tell you something. This all would have went away. And I'm going to tell you right now, Megan, I don't have a big channel or anything like that, but I've been through icky stuff on the internet. I have been harassed. I have been publicly shamed. It's happened. It will happen to you too. It's just the way it is. You live and learn on here. And I don't think it will ever happen to Lauren again. I'm just saying, unless she, continues with their nonsense.
Information, as well as appropriation, deletion, or manipulation of information. Now, I will briefly address the text between Lauren Matthias and my cousin, Summer Shiflett, because I've seen these before, where Summer makes some frankly wild and unhinged accusations, some of which literally made me laugh out loud. Sneaking into rehab? Right. Responsible journalism demands that an individual should be contacted and offered the opportunity to make a comment before such things are published. But YouTube is the Wild West of true crime reporting, and apparently people can say whatever they want, even if it isn't true, without sourcing or fact-checking. And apparently people will believe everything they hear from a creator that agrees with what they want to hear, rather than questioning if it's true or not. The main claim from Summer seems to be that I'm a liar, which is an old trope some of my family members like to drag out when the truth causes them to confront an unpleasant reality. And while my cousin Adam...
Okay, I don't want to talk about their family stuff. I'm sorry. I just wanted to comment on her version of what's going on, and I had to clear up some things. But yeah, that family, I don't know. That family. Yeah, she is. Right. Oh. And it's the truth, people. All this happens to people, okay? Social media is the devil's playground. You learn to let shit go. Sometimes you have to stick up for yourself, right? You got to respond. But then you carry on with your happy self, right? So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to look up who Viking said is hold on a minute. My phone is going nuts. Who is it? Is it an emergency? No. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to look at who Viking said. I know that paperwork I took a screenshot of. I'm going to look into that today since I have time. I'm not doing nothing. So I hope everybody has a good day. I think we're going to end it with that. And I just had a review. I had to review those 2 people today. And there's no hate. This is just my voice, okay? That's just who I am. She's about as exciting, as engaging as collegiate lecture. Quit using those big words on me. Thank you for everyone for being here. Yes, please like my video. We almost kept 10 people in here, the whole time. Amazing. All right, everybody. Thank you. Love you all. Okay. Goodbye.
They call me hot shit, you for queen. Let that sink in. I'm the unseen, not the chart topper, not the mainstream dream. But when the dust settles, I'm still the supreme. Don't mistake my kindness for a sign of fear. I'm the storm in silence, the voice you hear. When the world turns cold and lights grow dim, I'll be the fire that burns within. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the highs and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit, let the truth sink in. Every battle fought, every scar I wear, proof that I've been there, proof that I care. Not for the glory, not for the fame, but for the souls who know my name. When the world forgets and the crowds move on, I'll be the rhythm, the steady song, a whisper in the chaos, a hand to hold. My kindness is power, my story untold. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the highs and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit, let the truth sink in. I'll be by your side when the night falls deep. Through the hard and lows, I'm the promise I keep. Not the loudest voice, but I always win. They call me hot shit.